One car, different badges. That's badge engineering, where two cars look different, but underneath, they're exactly the same. Same chassis, same engine, same tech, and yet one can cost you thousands more just for a logo. Today, we're exposing 18 cars that are secretly identical, sold under different names. From luxury brands reusing budget platforms, to trucks and SUVs that are literally clones. Let's start with the most obvious automotive con job in America. Number 18, Chevrolet Tahoe and GMC Yukon. These two are literally the same truck wearing different shirts. Both use identical 5.3-liter or 6.2-liter V8 engines, the same chassis, same interior dimensions, and same capabilities. The only differences are the grille design and some trim pieces. General Motors builds both vehicles on the same assembly line using identical parts bins. The Tahoe typically costs less than the Yukon despite being mechanically identical. GMC markets the Yukon as more premium, but you're paying extra for a different badge and slightly different plastic trim pieces. Both offer the same towing capacity, fuel economy, and reliability. The interiors use the same dashboard, seats, and technology systems. Even the ride quality and handling characteristics are identical because they share the same suspension components and wheelbase. Smart buyers choose based on price and dealer incentives, not brand loyalty. The cheaper option gives you exactly the same truck, and that's just the beginning. The next one might surprise you even more. Number 17, Toyota 86 and Subaru BRZ. Toyota and Subaru created one sports car and slapped two different badges on it. Both use Subaru's 2.4-liter flat-4 engine, identical chassis, same transmission options, and nearly identical suspension tuning. The collaboration means both cars share the same factory, same parts suppliers, and same engineering team. Performance numbers are virtually identical, same acceleration times, same handling characteristics, same fuel economy ratings. Visual differences are minimal. The front bumpers have different shapes, the headlight designs vary slightly, and the rear spoilers differ. Interior layouts are nearly identical with the same dashboard design, seat configurations, and technology features. Even pricing stays within a few $100s between the two models. Subaru markets the BRZ, while Toyota sells the 86. But both companies admit these are essentially the same vehicle developed jointly to split development costs. Choose based on dealer availability and service preferences. You're getting the same driving experience either way. Sports cars sharing DNA is one thing, but pickup trucks taking this approach reach new levels of absurdity. Number 16, Chevrolet Silverado and GMC Sierra. General Motors perfected badge engineering with these trucks that share everything except their face. Same engines, same transmissions, same bed dimensions, same towing ratings, same interior space. Everything important is identical. Both trucks roll off the same assembly lines using the same parts. The 2.7-liter turbo 4-cylinder, 5.3-liter V8, and 6.2-liter V8 engines are identical across both models. Transmission options, four-wheel drive systems, and suspension setups match perfectly. Cabin layouts use the same dashboard architecture, seat designs, and infotainment systems. Bed lengths and payload capacities match exactly because they use the same frames and suspension components. The only real differences are grille designs and some exterior trim pieces. GMC charges more for the Sierra while marketing it as more upscale, but mechanically you're buying the same truck. Savvy buyers compare pricing and incentives between both models, since you get identical capability regardless of the badge on the front. American trucks love this game, but luxury brands take badge engineering to even more expensive levels. Number 15, Infiniti QX60 and Nissan Pathfinder. Nissan sells the same three-row family hauler under two different luxury levels. Both use identical 3.5-liter V6 engines, same continuously variable transmissions, same chassis, and same interior dimensions. The platform, suspension components, and drivetrain are shared completely. Both offer the same seating configurations, cargo space, and towing capacity. Even the all-wheel drive systems use identical hardware and programming. Infiniti adds more sound deadening, slightly upgraded interior materials, and different styling cues. The QX60 costs significantly more despite using the same mechanical components as the Pathfinder. Both vehicles provide the same reliability, fuel economy, and driving dynamics. The infotainment systems are nearly identical, though Infiniti includes more standard features to justify the price premium. Smart families compare both options since the Pathfinder delivers the same functionality at a lower price point. You're paying extra for the Infiniti badge and marginally nicer interior trim. Family haulers share platforms for cost savings, but luxury sedans take this concept to ridiculous extremes. Number 14. Lexus, ES, and Toyota Avalon. Toyota builds one large sedan and sells it under two brands with different price tags. Both use the same 3.5-liter V6 engine, identical 8-speed automatic transmission, and the same front-wheel drive platform. The chassis, suspension tuning, and wheelbase measurements are identical. Interior space, trunk capacity, and fuel economy ratings match because these are fundamentally the same vehicle with different exterior styling. Lexus adds more sound insulation, upgraded interior materials, and additional standard features. The ES costs significantly more than the Avalon, despite sharing the same mechanical foundation and manufacturing quality. Both sedans offer the same reliability record since they use identical powertrains and are built to the same standards. The driving experience differs only in noise levels and interior ambiance. Value-conscious buyers often choose the Avalon for the same basic experience at a lower price. You get Toyota reliability and similar comfort without paying the luxury tax. Sedans sharing platforms make sense financially, but when sports cars do this, things get interesting. Number 13. Infiniti Q50 and Nissan Skyline. Nissan created one sports sedan platform and markets it differently in various regions. Both cars use identical engine options, same all-wheel drive systems, and the same chassis architecture. The 3.0-liter twin-turbo V6 engine is identical between models, producing the same horsepower and torque figures. Transmission options, suspension components, and braking systems are shared completely. Interior layouts are nearly identical with the same dashboard design, seat configurations, and technology features. Performance capabilities match exactly since they use the same powertrains and chassis tuning. In some markets, Nissan sells this car as the Skyline, while other regions get the Infiniti Q50 badge. The vehicles are mechanically identical regardless of the nameplate on the trunk. Buyers should focus on availability and pricing in their region, since both versions deliver the same driving experience and reliability. Sports sedans aren't the only category where this happens. Three-row luxury vehicles take badge engineering to new heights. Number 12. Acura MDX and Honda Pilot. Honda developed one three-row platform and sells it under two brands with different marketing approaches. Both use the same 3.5-liter V6 engine, identical 10-speed automatic transmission, and the same all-wheel drive system. The chassis architecture, suspension components, and safety structures are identical. Interior space, seating configurations, and cargo capacity match exactly because these vehicles share the same fundamental design. Acura adds more sound deadening, slightly upgraded interior materials, and additional standard features. The MDX costs more than the Pilot while delivering essentially the same capability and reliability. Both vehicles offer the same towing capacity, fuel economy, and driving dynamics. The infotainment systems are nearly identical, though Acura includes more standard technology features. Practical families often choose the Pilot for the same three-row functionality at a lower price point. You get Honda reliability and similar space without paying for the luxury badge. Three-row vehicles sharing platforms is logical, but when luxury brands do this with their flagship models, the price differences become staggering. Number 11. Cadillac Escalade and Chevrolet Tahoe. General Motors takes the same large SUV and transforms it into a luxury flagship through marketing magic. Both use identical engines, transmissions, chassis, and interior space measurements. The 6.2-liter V8 engine, 10-speed automatic transmission, and 4-wheel drive system are shared completely. Towing capacity, payload ratings, and fuel economy are identical because the mechanical components match exactly. Cadillac adds significantly more sound insulation, premium interior materials, and advanced technology features. The Escalade costs nearly twice as much as the Tahoe, despite using the same fundamental platform. Both vehicles offer the same reliability and capability since they share powertrains and are built to similar quality standards. The driving experience differs mainly in refinement levels and interior luxury. Value-focused buyers can get the same capability in the Tahoe at a much lower price. You sacrifice some luxury features, but gain identical functionality and reliability. Large SUVs sharing platforms saves development costs, but when compact crossovers do this, the badge engineering becomes almost comical. Number 10. Ford Escape and Lincoln Corsair. Ford builds one compact crossover and sells it under two brands with different price points. Both use the same engine options, identical 8-speed automatic transmission, and the same front-wheel drive platform. The chassis, suspension tuning, and interior dimensions are identical. Cargo space, seating configurations, and fuel economy ratings match because these are essentially the same vehicle with different styling. Lincoln adds more sound deadening, upgraded interior materials, and additional standard features. The Corsair costs significantly more than the Escape, despite sharing the same mechanical foundation. Both crossovers offer the same reliability record and driving dynamics since they use identical powertrains and manufacturing processes. The experience differs only in noise levels and interior ambiance. Budget-conscious buyers often choose the Escape for the same basic capability at a lower price. You get Ford reliability and similar utility without paying the Lincoln premium. Compact crossovers sharing platforms is common, but when Korean brands do this, they create some of the most obvious twins in the industry. Number 9. Hyundai Palisade and Kia Telluride. Hyundai Motor Group created one excellent 3-row crossover and sells it under two different brands. Both use the same 3.8-liter V6 engine, identical 8-speed automatic transmission, and the same all-wheel drive system. The platform, chassis components, and interior space measurements are identical. Seating configurations, cargo capacity, and towing ratings match exactly because these vehicles share the same engineering foundation. Styling differences are more pronounced than most badge-engineered pairs, but the mechanical components remain identical. Both offer the same reliability, fuel economy, and driving characteristics. Pricing stays competitive between both models, making the choice largely aesthetic. The Telluride has won more design awards, but both deliver identical capability and quality. Smart shoppers compare dealer incentives and availability since you get the same 3-row experience regardless of the badge. Both represent excellent value in the competitive 3-row crossover segment. Korean badge engineering works well, but when domestic brands apply this strategy to mid-size crossovers, the similarities become almost insulting. Number 8. Chevrolet Traverse and GMC Acadia. General Motors developed one mid-size crossover platform and badges it differently for two brands. Both use the same 3.6-liter V6 engine, identical 9-speed automatic transmission, and the same all-wheel drive system. The chassis architecture, suspension components, and interior space are identical. Seating configurations, cargo capacity, and towing ratings match exactly because these vehicles are fundamentally the same. GMC markets the Acadia as slightly more upscale, while Chevrolet positions the Traverse as more family-focused. Both offer identical reliability and capability since they share the same powertrains and manufacturing quality. The driving experience is nearly identical between both models. Fuel economy, acceleration, and handling characteristics match because the mechanical components are the same. Value-conscious families should compare pricing and incentives between both models. You get the same 3-row functionality and reliability regardless of which badge you choose. Mid-size crossovers aren't the only category where this happens. Compact crossovers take badge engineering to even more obvious levels. Number 7. Chevrolet Equinox and GMC Terrain. General Motors perfected the art of selling the same compact crossover twice with minimal changes. Both use identical engine options, same 9-speed automatic transmission, and the same front-wheel drive platform. The chassis, suspension tuning, and interior dimensions are identical. Cargo space, seating configurations, and fuel economy ratings match because these are essentially the same vehicle with different grills. GMC charges slightly more for the Terrain while marketing it as more premium, but mechanically, you're buying the same crossover. Both offer identical reliability and driving dynamics. The infotainment systems, safety features, and available options are nearly identical between both models. Performance capabilities match exactly since they use the same powertrains. Smart buyers focus on dealer incentives and pricing rather than brand loyalty. You get identical capability and reliability regardless of which badge sits on the front grille. Compact crossovers sharing platforms is standard practice, but when full-size trucks do this, the badge engineering reaches absurd proportions. Number 6. Nissan Armada and Infiniti QX80. Nissan builds one large SUV and sells it under two brands with dramatically different price points. Both use the same 5.6-liter V8 engine, identical 7-speed automatic transmission, and the same 4-wheel drive system. The chassis, suspension components, and interior space measurements are identical. Towing capacity, payload ratings, and fuel economy match exactly because these vehicles share the same fundamental platform. Infiniti adds more sound insulation, premium interior materials, and additional luxury features. The QX80 costs significantly more than the Armada, despite using the same mechanical foundation. Both SUVs offer the same capability and reliability since they use identical powertrains and are built to similar quality standards. The driving experience differs mainly in refinement levels and interior luxury. Value-focused buyers can get the same capability in the Armada at a much lower price. You sacrifice some luxury features, but gain identical functionality and reliability. How many of these badge-engineered twins have you spotted without realizing they're basically the same vehicle? Drop your discoveries in the comments. Number 5. Jeep Grand Cherokee and Dodge Durango. Stellantis created one mid-size SUV platform and markets it under two different brands with varying approaches. Both use the same engine options, identical 8-speed automatic transmission, and the same all-wheel drive system. The chassis architecture, suspension components, and safety structures are identical. The Grand Cherokee focuses on off-road capability, while the Durango emphasizes on-road performance, but both use the same fundamental platform. Interior space and cargo capacity are similar, though the Durango offers a third-row seating option. Both deliver the same reliability and driving dynamics since they share powertrains and manufacturing processes. Pricing varies based on trim levels and options, but both represent similar value propositions. The choice often comes down to seating needs and brand preference, rather than mechanical differences. Both vehicles offer excellent capability in their respective segments while sharing the cost benefits of platform development across multiple models. Mid-size SUVs sharing platforms makes financial sense, but when luxury sedans do this, the badge engineering becomes more sophisticated. Number 4. Chrysler 300 and Dodge Charger. Stellantis developed one rear-wheel drive platform and creates two distinct personalities from the same foundation. Both use identical engine options, same 8-speed automatic transmission, and the same rear-wheel drive architecture. The chassis, suspension components, and drivetrain are shared completely. Both offer the same performance capabilities, handling characteristics, and reliability since they use identical mechanical components. Styling approaches differ significantly. The 300 targets luxury sedan buyers, while the Charger appeals to performance enthusiasts. Interior layouts vary, but both use similar dashboard architectures and technology systems. Both vehicles deliver the same driving dynamics and capability since they share platforms and powertrains. The choice comes down to styling preferences and intended use rather than mechanical differences. Value-conscious buyers should compare both options since you get similar capability regardless of which body style you choose. Sedan platforms sharing components is logical, but when mainstream and luxury brands do this, the price differences become questionable. Number 3. Toyota Camry and Lexus ES. Toyota perfected badge engineering by selling the same sedan under two brands with different market positioning. Both use the same 3.5-liter V6 engine option, identical 8-speed automatic transmission, and the same front-wheel drive platform. The chassis architecture, suspension tuning, and interior space are identical. Fuel economy, reliability, and driving dynamics match because these vehicles share the same fundamental engineering. Lexus adds more sound insulation, premium interior materials, and additional luxury features. The ES costs significantly more than the Camry despite using the same mechanical foundation and manufacturing quality. Both sedans offer the same reliability record since they use identical powertrains and are built to similar standards. The experience differs mainly in refinement levels and interior appointments. Budget-conscious buyers often choose the Camry for the same basic capability at a lower price. You get Toyota reliability and similar comfort without paying the luxury premium. Luxury and mainstream brands sharing platforms is common, but when full-size SUVs do this, the badge engineering reaches maximum levels. Number 2. Chevrolet Suburban and GMC Yukon XL. General Motors created one extra-large SUV and badges it for two different brands with minimal changes. Both use identical engine options, same transmissions, and the same chassis architecture. The mechanical components, interior space, and capability are identical between both models. Towing capacity, fuel economy, and reliability match exactly because these are essentially the same vehicle. GMC markets the Yukon XL as slightly more premium, while Chevrolet positions the Suburban as more utilitarian. Both offer identical capability and driving dynamics since they share all major components. Pricing typically favors the Suburban, making it the better value for families needing maximum space. You get the same functionality and reliability regardless of the badge choice. Both represent excellent options for large families or towing needs while sharing development costs across multiple brands. But the most shameless example of badge engineering involves luxury and mainstream brands selling identical vehicles at vastly different prices. Number 1. Ford Explorer and Lincoln Aviator. Ford takes badge engineering to its logical extreme by selling the same 3-row SUV under two brands with dramatically different price points. Both use identical engine options, same 10-speed automatic transmission, and the same all-wheel drive system. The platform, chassis components, and interior space measurements are identical. Seating configurations, cargo capacity, and towing ratings match exactly because these vehicles are fundamentally the same. Lincoln adds significantly more sound deadening, premium materials, and luxury features. The Aviator costs nearly twice as much as the Explorer, despite sharing the same mechanical foundation. Both SUVs offer the same capability and reliability since they use identical powertrains and manufacturing processes. The driving experience differs mainly in refinement levels and interior luxury. Smart buyers can get the same 3-row capability in the Explorer at a much lower price. You sacrifice luxury features, but gain identical functionality and reliability. Like this video, if we opened your eyes to automotive marketing tricks, subscribe for more industry secrets, and tell us which badge-engineered twin shocked you most. Next up, the biggest car buying mistakes that waste thousands? Don't become another victim.